There you go.
It's
There you
4:38.
go.
Oh,
I've always looked forward to the day I get to finally see you do that. Other than your Twitter moments where you put the martini up, uh, my wife
hey,
has been
period.
quite
Start
peanut
over, my
butter and
guy.
jelly because she's pregnant right now. But martinis are her thing, bro. So every time you post them, I just be like, "Look, he's posting another one." And she'll be like, "Just don't show me that shit."
Wait, when she do, bro?
Yeah, thanks for asking. She's due mid or late July. We
Oh,
start
nice
our
summer baby. Okay.
yeah. So we start our third trimester officially on Friday.
Hey, my birthday's July 20th. Maybe we can be B-Day twins.
My guy, he's due the 21st. He's due the 21st. So there
Did I
is
just become
legit
best friends with your baby that's not born yet?
there legit could be the potential that she, pops early. Hell, but he's due the
Wow.
21st as of right now. Yeah.
That's
Love it.
Yep.
crazy. Oh my gosh. Well, hello, social media, Twitter, YouTube. Obviously, we're having a great time. We haven't even addressed you yet. We'll get to you. Be patient. You're not going anywhere. I mean, please don't go anywhere.
That's right.
We are here with Sharpie Charlie and the homie. Uh, what new to the Shady Gang, the Familia, but we have become close friends. As do you know most people in Shady Gang? But this is Lando, Orlando. I guess you introduce yourself to people. You also do a podcast. Let people know what that podcast is, what it's about, who you are. Do your thing a little bit.
Appreciate you, Crunk, and I appreciate the opportunity to join you guys. Like I said through the DMs, and like when I had a good chat with you guys last night, man, it's always good to have an opportunity to talk city with some like-minded folk, and I've been missing that. You're right, I do a podcast with a great friend of mine named Brian Matthew. We do the Premier Pep Talk (PPT). Premier Pep Talk. You can find it anywhere you find your podcast. It's a great opportunity for you to listen to a little bit of some clash between a City fan, myself, and an Arsenal fan, which you could imagine on a day like this,
Yeah,
we're
the next
having
episode's gonna be
some
lit.
clashes in the text messages. We're having some moments. So yeah, we've had some fun with it, but I mean he's a great guy. He's a just and logical fan, which I think makes it a lot more fun because it's not just our two clubs. We do a lot more of the Premier League in total, like the uprising of Newcastle, Eddie Howe. We like to do a little bit of some name wordplay with his name, Eddie Howe. Eddie, how are you doing it this year? Newcastle have been incredible. So we do some different stuff with the whole Premier League. But yeah, that's thank you for the shout out, man, and the opportunity. Lando, my Twitter's at Lando Martini with an E at the end instead of an I. But yeah, great opportunity to talk with you guys about an epic win. I'm amped.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Honestly, Sharpie, don't even mute. Like, leave that shit just on. If there are people around and they make some noise, they make some noise. We out here. This is
Let's get it.
City 4-1 victory. I am very upset about my clean sheet being ruined. I predicted a clean sheet. I mean, I feel like I gave them one in the pod, but on my Bitter and Blue article, I totally thought it was going to be 3-0. I don't know. I made that whole video about me being nervous, but I don't know. It was sort
Crunk,
of
you
just
said
kind of.
3-1 on the pod, bro. So you were close. Holland
I was
just,
so close.
gave you
Uh,
extra.
I know. And with the hair down, I will gladly take that. Like, that video is going to live forever. Like, the you thought the like letting the hair down and shake, like, that shit is over and forgotten about. Like, him scoring, receiving the ball with that hair, just doing all that, and he
Yeah.
scores, and like his hair goes with his kick. Like, slow that down. Like, just put that, yeah, make that a 3D image and put it in the Louvre. Like,
I,
I don't even know if they do 3D
In the
installations. Figure
Louvre?
it out.
in the Louvre.
In the Louvre.
uh, I find it criminal if we don't note the absolute multitasking ability on that man to see the run build up, be there as he's taking his hair to change it, sees the run, gets involved. Foden has that beautiful little tap back to him. He scores it with his hair down. Just, I mean, man, that guy's finding different ways to keep me absolutely impressed with an amazing first season he's had.
I just want to say this real quick. This is gonna be the only negative thing I say because I don't even care about the goal we scored. They scored.
Yeah.
Holland was so bad today finishing. This is the first
Yeah.
match
It's
he
fair.
did not have his finishing boots. He decided to be Kevin De Bruyne. He said, "Oh, I'm gonna give 2 assists." And he like that's what I'm gonna do today. That's my contribution. Hold up, play, link up, assist. But he missed like 4 clear chances to score. He could have had an easy hat trick and broke Shearer and Cole's record, which is coming. We know it's coming. But man, I'm glad he got one at the end. 3 goal contributions for Holland, 3 for De Bruyne, 2 goals and assists. They just swap places. It's man, I love those white men so much. Love them. Love them.
and,
10 shots on
and
goal, by the way. So you're right. We were peppering. We were peppering.
Ramsdale kept it decent for them. Like
and like it
Yeah, I
being
was
10
impressed with
shots on goal is great because we will all the time we'll have like a bunch of shots, but they won't always be on goal. We'll have like 19 shots before on goal. So to have like 10 on goal, that's crazy. That's beautiful.
yeah.
That's fantastic. And I honestly want to start at how we showed up to the match. Like we actually played old school. Like we didn't play. I mean, at moments, actually, why am I even trying to talk about this? Sharpie, what did you see in the beginning of the match? Like because Arsenal obviously were so confused. They seemed like they were just so open immediately. So I guess what did you see from City?
so Pep's tactics, we basically went back to old City. We went back to basically a 4-2-3-1, if you want to call it, or a 4-4-2, but it was a flat back four. It wasn't 3 and then 2 doubles. So what that means is like Akanji was a straight left back. Then beside him, you had Diaz, you had Stones as a right center back, and then Kyle Walker was in his patented right back position. And so right there, that took away the wingers. Martinelli could not get past Walker. Akanji was a wall against Saka. And then Gundo would drop down to help out in the breaking of the press with Rodri. So that became like a 4-2 to kind of break the press. And that allowed Cal to get up on the right. And Arsenal didn't know what to do because now Kevin De Bruyne is free. Once you got that first, like the first time he did it, Gundo just got a simple ball from Diaz. He turned right away, right? And so from then on, I was like, okay, like Arsenal was confused. They've been preparing for a 3-2 buildup. We didn't give it to them. And yeah, man, that shocked. What'd you see, Lando, when it started, when the match started?
Well, just to kind of piggyback right what you were saying, I actually had a chance right before we got on to hear some of the post-match coverage, and Kevin had a chance to speak on that very fact, the fact that he was coming in a little bit tucked behind Thomas Partey. It was a little confusing for him because at while whatever build-up's happening in front of him, to take the half the time to take the look and find Kevin, and we all know how dangerous Kevin is on a fast break with the ball. I mean, case in point is that first goal that we scored, and I can't help but just find the words to say about all those casting doubt for the type of player that Erling Haaland is. If you look at that first goal that we scored, the absolute touch from that pass out, the absolute drop off pass to Kevin on a perfect run, and Kevin does the rest. Obviously, now a lot is needed. It's not to say that Haaland put it on him on just on a plate, but it was great to kind of see that because. And he almost had another goal too, where it was saved by Ramsdale, where he went between 2 Arsenal players
Yeah, he
on a
just
on a
didn't get
beautiful
enough on the
dribble.
ball. Yeah, he
Yeah,
just didn't
I
get enough
mean,
on it.
Erling Haaland is continuing to show any doubters, any naysayers that he is more diverse than you think. He's continuing to grow. His game, his knowledge, while it's all been there at a young age, he is continuing to show why he chose Pep Guardiola, why he chose Man City to kind of give him that next level of advancement. So, yeah, tactically, I loved what I saw from Kevin getting in behind, and like you said, it really threw Arsenal off. And just Erling Haaland, man, God, that guy, God, Kevin doing Kevin things. Biggest moment. I'm obviously rocking his kit today. Let's
Yo,
get
me
it,
too,
man.
bro. Me too.
Let's
Me too.
get it.
I put it on
Love
before,
him.
and I just want to say, tactics also. Normally, our wingers, when you think about Jack and Bernardo, the goal is to attack, right? We want to keep the ball high and wide. We want to set up those overlaps and cutbacks and all that. Today, Pep told them, you could tell you got to support. Your job is to defend. Bernardo does it naturally, and Jack, he's had those moments all season where he tracks back. But they both had key plays where they just came back, helped us get possession back, and shut down any chance of an Arsenal attack. So it was pretty nice to see the work rate from number 20 and number 10 out there.
And I wonder if they like that was obviously they don't have time to practice, but it seemed to be a game plan that Grealish, Bernardo, they're gonna come back. So if City had the chance to attack and attack immediately, it was going to be Kevin and Halan, and they were going to have to work. And they just went for it so quickly, so immediately. They didn't seem to worry about holding the ball up and slowing things down for their teammates to come with them. So that's why it made me think that that was purposeful. That was part of the game plan. Was Halan and KDB were going to be like, look, they can't stop us, and they could not stop them. Like, it's beautiful.
I mean, think about this 2-on-2 matchup: Rob Holding and Gabriel versus.
Just starting with Rob Holding, it's over.
It's done, right? He got hair, but it didn't change the player you were. As a ball man, you should have just stayed with the low cut because now you look like you're supposed to be good, but you're not. So those two versus Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland. I mean, it's Shaq and Kobe versus, I don't know, whoever the Cavaliers had back in the day. Like, it's just not fair. Like, it's so bad.
It's not only not fair, but can we just talk about the sheer fact in numbers that the advantage is defensively? We're not talking about a team that doesn't track back. We've seen it all year. If you've watched Arsenal, they kind of are, they're proud and they brag about the fact that, when should there a run be going, they defensively defend, but with numbers, they get back. Martinelli, Saka, they get back there and really help, and that's a credit to them and how they've been. And I got a little update on Arsenal fans out there. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, I got one person, and I'm waiting for the confirmed text message, but I got to tell you that a quick 2-word statement made. Once I get a confirmation from him that I can say it publicly, I'll say it. I'll share with you in the mindset. He said, "Yep, okay, 2 words, official. Arteta out."
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
We have them in right now. Arteta out.
This man has gotten you to 16 points clear. I just
now he doesn't think it's gonna happen. Now he doesn't think it's gonna happen.
That's got to be a joke. I'm gonna take it as a LOL. There need to be a LOL behind it.
Oh no, that's Arsenal fans. They're so crazy. That's actually how I ended my article. I was like, it was going to be 3-0, so that was wrong. But I did say City were going to be so dominant in their match that it's truly going to have Arsenal fans considering if they're ever going to win it, because they can't beat us. They haven't beat us for years.
Man, you're echoing what he's saying in text messages right now.
Yeah, and so it's just like, yeah, like, hey, when I say I'm empathetic, I mean that shit. Like, I mean, I use it to be petty, but I still use it.
I mean, I won't deny I was nervy going into this game, man. I was nervy going into this game. I felt like, look, the law of the averages, the law of numbers will tell you, if you look at we can go through the scheduling here towards the end at some point to talk about what we have in front of us. But I just feel in my honest opinion, there's going to be a drop off of points at some point. If we go undefeated, and should we do the T word, we're talking about an historic run. And I'm sorry, like I shared with him, you're just a casualty of the storm. You got to tip your cap and just understand you're not at this level and the incredible run that we're on right now. So it's just that. But I really don't. I don't want to. I don't know, man. I don't know. I felt like. Go ahead.
Oh, go. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lando. Finish it.
I just felt like the dropping of points was going to happen eventually, and my hope was that it wasn't going to be in the final of the FA or in the semifinal against Madrid. If it's a dropping of points, I'm okay with it being a draw to Fulham or a knock on wood potential loss to Leeds or something like that, because those are in the Premier League. We got to that's where we can afford those types of draws or losses. I'm okay with that, okay? Because I just think it would be ridiculous to go undefeated. I'm sorry, I have to be realistic and rational here. It'd be
we've done this before, though.
That's what I was gonna say. The only thing that stopped us from this run was the World Cup. Normally, we hit our stride around the festive fixtures. Yes, but the World Cup was happening, and so it kind of threw off the rhythm.
Agreed.
It just had to get pushed back a few months. We had to get
prolong the run.
Yeah, yes. And like now, everything sets up in our favor. Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you. I noted that on the Premier Pep Talk a few months ago. I thought when we were going on this run since the Leipzig just destruction. Since what do? We put up a touchdown on him. Erling had 5 and by himself. So
Yeah.
ever since that run, I just thought to myself, man, since that point, if we can keep this going, it really has, like you said, prolonged that run. Now we're at a moment where we are clicking, man. We are clicking. We're the best team in Europe, right? Can we just say it? Real
Oh,
Madrid lost to
100%.
Girona the other day.
I
Can
mean,
we?
yeah, it's not even like Tati Castellanos from MLS on loan. A MLS loanee
Shout
scored a
out,
hat trick. Scored four.
shout
I'm
out
sorry.
NYCFC, baby.
Bro, Girona beat them, and Girona's owned by who?
City Football Group, baby.
City Football Group, my guy.
Big vibes all around. Every
Yeah.
every country we hear. But Crunk, can we talk about that goal right before the half? Because I think that ended the match. That
We
broke Arsenal.
can literally talk about anything. Like we can hop around. We can. I gotta
Charlie, great goal.
let me hijack this one thing. One more
Take it
thing
in.
before
Take it
we
in.
get into the match. At the beginning of the season, I said with Halan coming and hey, DT3 knows the vibes. And Halan was going to come
Yes,
and
sir.
in theory, that should help set KDB up for assists, and if he can add on to his play, that could because KDB was what third in Ballon d'Or votes last year,
I
so that
think
was
so.
like
Yeah.
it was very close, and so. But I said, is there a chance that even though KDB is doing a lot of the work, KDB's or Halan's brightness and his ability to score goals could kind of like snatch things away from him and take and win the Ballon d'Or before KDB does. And I think that's exactly what's about to happen. Like,
Yeah.
yes, Halan has been fantastic, but like the man, yeah, he's about to steal it from KDB, isn't he?
See, okay,
It's surely
if you have
possible.
to vote for one person for the city, you vote for Holland. But I think based on the way the Ballon d'Or votes, the timeline happens, you take into account the World Cup, right? And that right there is going to lend a lot of votes to Messi because that's the ultimate conversation. And he finally won it, and he had an amazing performance. Same with Mbappe, right? Mbappe went crazy. Messi's also leading Liga in assists and all that stuff. So it's like I think Holland right now at 22 is going to get a top 3 finish in this year's Ballon d'Or. I don't know if he wins it, but I definitely think he deserves to be invited to the ceremony. Like he is a top 3 player in the world by any stretch, by any measure, because what he's doing in what everyone knows is the toughest league, he's making it look silly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. In the first year, whoa, hold on. Charlie, I need you to do me a favor. Slow down there. That is disrespectful to the establishment. I need you to calm down with all that. You're giving too much. There are certain folks out there with a mic that would say you are being very disrespectful to the establishment. And I just want to make sure that's noted. Okay. Look, man, the accolades matter with the goals and the assists, the goal contributions. And should we continue to, right at humble opinion, one hand is on the Premier League trophy right now. One hand's on that fucking
of
trophy.
course.
Period. Okay. Start there. Now, we're in another final and a semifinal. Should we finish somewhere 2 out of the 3? I almost feel like recency bias is going to allow for both Erling and Kevin to get top 3 nominations. The
It could
third,
happen.
if you want to give me, it's Mbappe or Messi. Sure, whatever conversation you want to have about either. I don't dispute Messi winning the World Cup being a huge thing. Mbappe run, although PSG hasn't done diddly squat, so it's probably Messi. So Messi, Holland, and Kevin is going to be my humble opinion on top 3 finishes.
I would love it. 100% would love it.
Yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, no, let's get to these goals. Oh, well, so let's start off with VAR and their bullshit in the beginning because I don't understand what world is that not a foul. And I understand I am cursing on FanFest Live. This is a post match where we beat Arsenal, basically securing the Premier League title.
Let's
Like
go.
we have to drop more points in a short amount of time than we have in the last 4 months of football. So it's just like, yes, this is awfully plastic of me to be expecting City to win the Premier League title, but it is what it is, motherfuckers. Like I said, I'm a heel in this story. I'm a bad guy. I'm going to say the things you don't want me to say, and you can just be like, he is who he is, and I am who I am. Let's get to this goal that absolutely broke them. That second goal. Sharpie, you wanted to talk about it. Let's hear why you wanted to talk about
I wanted to talk about it because the play design was beautiful. Like it's a set piece. Kevin's on the right side, his favorite place to be. I literally read a piece by Michael Cox today about how he's like the king of the right channel. Beautiful piece on the Athletic. Check it out. He was talking about him and the
it.
Odegaard and how they use it differently because one's right footed, one's left footed, so it changes things. But that
Yeah.
right footed cross in, he lofted it perfectly. Arsenal's marking, they kind of they were outnumbered in the back of the line. And so the fact that he got it up over to Stones, you had three other people there. It was like Stones and two other people. Anybody could have got it. Stones' header across goal was textbook. Like that's a training ground type of header.
Mhm.
I know when I first saw it, I was like, oh damn, offsides because they raised the flag so far.
Easy.
But as soon as they paused and Michael Oliver got something in his ear, and once they finally put the lines out, I was like, oh, I literally tweeted, I think that's a goal because you saw the green. Once you see the green, it's on side. And like Peter Drury was saying in America, wait for what you're about to hear. Just wait for it because he already got word that it was a goal. And
Wow.
that right there, it deflated Arsenal. It's stoppage time. You're just trying to get in 1-0 after giving up so many chances. Ramsdale saved you. You're thinking that, okay, we got 1-0. We can get one back. That's all we need. One back. We got it.
Yeah.
To go down 2-0, you could just see the dejection. And that was it right there.
Yeah.
And shout out to Kate. She's watching on the YouTubes. She said, "Homies, what a game!" Had to get all my updates via the GCs, but my God, it was a good one. KDB is boss. Yes, he is.
Let's go.
Vamos. Uh, yeah. We talked about the first goal. We talked about the botched goal.
Let's talk about
Arsenal.
halftime. How did you feel at halftime? Like, how did y'all feel like now that we got the goal? Where were you? Where were you, Lando? Where were you, Crump?
Go ahead, Grunk.
Oh no, Lando, it's all you, my guy.
Well, I mean, what I would say, the change of momentum. I mean, I think Charlie, you said it. The fact that we were peppering and still getting the second goal. Initially, I was messaging Brian and I was telling him, dude, I think if we give up a goal here and go 1-1, the momentum can change. Going in at halftime, 2-0, like you said, devastating. For me, I'm thinking, oh, blessings, inshallah, let's go, let's move. How? But we move, and yeah, I didn't think much of it because you see the Stones' reaction and all of it. I wasn't being able to listen to it, so I wasn't being able to get the poet Shakespearean Peter Drury himself. But I just thought little changes, keep it going. Don't feel like this is a second leg in a Champions League where you got to just hold on to it. Keep the pressure, and I was feeling great, man. I was feeling great, fantastic.
Mm. Uh, yeah, same. So the first goal, I had just recently clocked out on my break, and so I was outside. I was walking to my car, which was perfect because I'm watching it, and I truly like I looked like I was trying to go Super Saiyan. I went like low down, and I just went like truly like I was just pumped, like just all this energy that I just had been holding on to all morning.
Heck yeah.
And the VAR took the goal away, and the team was playing so well. It hasn't felt this smooth. Like, and we've been coming from behind. Like the last few years, we've been in races, and maybe it's because of the fact that City have done this so many times that I have a calm, but like there's a calm that I have over the season that I haven't experienced. Like even in the Centurion season, like I still wasn't sure if we were gonna get to the Centurions. Like that seemed crazy, and so to think that we're about to three-peat, and I feel so comfortable about it. Once City got that game in hand, and we were the ones technically still chasing, but they were now chasing us theoretically. Like that's when I knew I was like, oh, it's all over. It is all over. And then, excuse me, hearing Gabby and him being like, "We don't have any champions over here. We're a young team." Like, you knew it was over.
The
Sharpie.
man didn't lie. I just want to say that like I think this is a prime time, and I said this last year in the pod when we went up against Real, I think, and I was talking about how like we have to embrace who we are. Like we are a great side. We are the best club in the world. And I think it's time to like have a bigger discussion about like what is typical city, because the city I know, the typical city I know wins trophies. The city I know finishes things. I don't know, and this is a beauty of being a younger supporter, or in time, not in age. I'm 32, but
Yeah.
like not following the club for 15, 20 years. Only city I know is a city that finishes the deal. We don't mess up. We've had some Champions League issues, but in England, on English soil, we dominate. And so if there's a race to be run, we're going to catch you. Like I
Yeah.
always make tweets. I'm like, hey Siri, play "Walk 'Em Down" by Anna Lee Chopper, because that song is the theme song of Man City. They may have never heard it, but they embody it every single year. Like they can't be stopped.
Yeah.
It's a juggernaut coming behind you. It's like running from the killer in Scream. You just see this mask coming all the time, or like Jason chasing you. Like, how do they keep coming? And that's who we are. And I love it every second of it, because now they're screwed. Like I had my boy Pack in the chat. Shouts to Pack. He told me he wasn't gonna watch. I don't blame him, but he was just saying like, it's unfair. How didn't they give that a penalty? Blah blah blah. Or he always brings up the money, and I'm like, I'm sorry, man. Like on the field, we didn't lose to Southampton, or we didn't draw to Southampton. We didn't draw to West Ham. We didn't draw to Liverpool. That had nothing to do with money. Everything was fine up until April. Just say you're bottling it. Just say you're choking. Big Reggie Miller symbol. Like that's not our fault. You can't blame. Hold on, let me land. You can't blame the fact that your American owners went years without really investing in the club. That's not my fault. That's not City's fault.
Oh,
Y'all the ones that bought Pepe. We didn't buy Pepe. You brought in David Luiz. You made these. You brought in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and overpaid Mesut Ozil, and like messed up your books. I'm sorry. So like now the fact that we've sustained success for a decade now, or if you want to be real specific, the last 7 years. Sorry, boys.
I want to pose a question to you, because this is echoing exactly what we discussed last night. And Crunk, you said the Centurions, so I want to ask now, with how we're attacking and the fluidity that we have right now, comparing that team with the Centurions, what we currently have, from an attacking standpoint, who do you feel? Do you feel more lethal with the spreading of attack from the Centurions and the lethal up front? Or do you feel more even the balance? I think David Silva had amazing goal contribution that year too. It's incredible. But compare that team, the spread out attack, the balanced attack, to a team like now where we have an absolute Nordic Viking robot machine who's just solely focused and dedicated. And I mean to the art of scoring. And he's damn good at it. So what would you guys do? What do you prefer?
Recency bias. I'm gonna go with this one because just having Haaland it makes the game so much easier.
It's hard to disagree, huh?
I mean, and again, I love that side. Sane, Sterling, Guerrero, Jesus, like just incredible front. But this it's the style, right? Styles make fights, and for me, I like being in control. Like I love the fact that you might get one goal on us, but you're not getting two. Like that feeling that makes it so much more enjoyable for me to watch versus like a 4-2 match, where it's up and down, up and down. Give me just a quality 2-0, 3-0.
And that's exactly what I wanted to echo, is that the comfortability that I have in this squad, like it's terrifying. Like I feel rude, honestly, at like moments. Once City scored the first one, I was like, oh, it's over. Even if they score another, between the crowd, between Pep's intensity, between the focus and the continuity that I've seen from the players, none of that said to me that Arsenal was going to do anything, especially how open it was just crazy how we were just running up the field, just unimpeded. But to answer the question between the two, this modern team, because it is Haaland scoring all the goals, but everyone has their job. And if everyone does their job perfectly, we are unstoppable. And everyone has been doing their job perfectly, and we're just beating people. We're not outscoring people, and I
Yeah.
just like that comfort.
I
Uh,
definitely want to shout out DT3. Go
yeah, you
ahead,
got it.
Charlie.
Go ahead. That's
Yeah.
what I was gonna do, Lando. Go
I
ahead. You
mean,
got it.
wonderful comment, and I think he's echoing exactly. You were really hitting the nail on the head as well. He says, "I know City won multiple Premier League titles, but the fact that a three-peat is on the table right now is still amazing to me. In this Premier League, with all the money and attention and the pressure, etc., let's get it. I mean, think about it. We absolutely flipped the switch the moment we got charges put on us, in which the whole club didn't stray one bit. We've been rumored with expansion and modifications to the beautiful Etihad. We're going to be getting some changes to it. Money putting back in. We're still, from all reports that we can see, from what we follow, we are still engaged and active in talks with agents and clubs with trying to test the transfer market. We're still in talks with potential Jude and other big marquee signings.
Guardiola. Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah, Gavardio. Oh my gosh, I've been loving watching highlights of him. Absolute incredible multi defender, left footed. Love him. But it's business as usual for us, and I love the fact that with all this scrutiny, all this type of pressure, like DT3 has said, we are just keep going, resilient on the pitch, keep it moving off the pitch, continue to grow. Our Premier League 2 just won a championship. The women are doing their thing. It's incredible. It's incredible. So the level of consistency, it's amazing right now, man. I'm just loving the vibes. It's wonderful. That's my take on that.
Hey, over on YouTube, shout out to Chris Drew with the city and Kate. Whoever we bring in during the summer is just going to be icing, and that is very true.
True.
Even if we lose the players that we believe we are losing, except for Bernardo. If we lose Bernardo, I will be like hurt. But
Same.
uh, Laporte, it is what it is, and uh, Gundo, obviously, I'd be sad about him, but he's a necessary loss. It's collateral damage. It's just
Yeah.
part of the
Contract
game.
age, it's you're flirting with Barcelona, like Gundo, go, you're our captain, Kevin De Bruyne, main captain, Ruben Diaz, vice captain next year, and then a year after that, Ruben Diaz gets the full-on captain. But I want to touch on a name that you just said right there, and I'm a little worried about this. This is, I mean, Charlie, you said you're only going to bring him one negative thing, which is Holland and bringing shooting boots, and I hear you. We were spot on with everything else. The only thing I'm going to negatively bring up, and I'm going to cherry pick the one thing going into this game with Nathan Ake hurt. I expected Laporte to get that start. I expected Laporte to get
And
that start, and for us to continue double pivot, three in the back, have an opportunity to keep it moving. And what does it say right now for Pep not to trust Laporte? I mean, we know there's rumors of him going next year. We know in the summer, we saw recently, I think, if I do my due diligence, Barcelona is a potential, which, by the way, before we even get to you going to Barcelona, by all means, you can have any sort of contracts with your agents or whatever and agree to terms. Until I get the Ferran money, I don't want to talk. You pay us what you owe us, and then we can have a conversation about a second player, my guy. Barcelona are absolutely fraudsalona, if you ask me. So put that to the side. What are your thoughts on that? Pep sent a message with that, in my opinion. You can make the tactical argument, but
I mean, it's a skill thing. It's an ability thing. Like we have 5 center backs. Three of them can play fullback. And
sure.
Stones, Akanji, Ake.
Mm-hmm.
Laporte and Diaz are pure center backs, which is fine. Like that's who you are. So you've been your whole life. They don't have the athleticism to be on the outside. So as much as even on the pie, I thought maybe put Laporte out there, drop somebody to support him. But Pep's like, we invert fullbacks all the time. I don't care about having a left back that's on the right foot. Look at Joao Cancelo. Like we do this. So I think he said, and
Yeah.
I don't think Arteta was ready for it. I think he was
Yeah.
probably thinking like, oh, we're going to see Laporte because they kept trying to go to the right. We're going to have Saka attack.
Yeah.
But Akanji, for 15 million quid, as they say, is the steal of the transfer season. Like if there was
Insane.
an executive of the year award, Cheeky should get it for that alone. Him and Alvarez together, and
Bro.
then throwing, I don't know, Holland. Like
Yeah.
it's unfair
Yeah.
the business we did, how every signing has hit. Now, if you want to say Calvin Phillips hasn't hit, great. He came back from injury. He's fine. Year 2, he'll take off. But what Akanji can do, I ranked center backs early in the year. I was off of Ruben Diaz for a while because I was so hype about my black boys. Love me some Ake, love me some Akanji.
Yeah.
But Akanji is better than Laporte right now. I think that's all it is. And you play
100%.
your best team,
Yeah.
and it's not even like Laporte isn't valuable because we got enough games. He's gonna play more. But if we can get 40 mil for him, if we basically treat Laporte and Laporte and Bernardo with the same money we got for Zinchenko, Gabby, and Sterling, that's a perfect summer to me.
I want
Like
100
2 players
minimum
who want to leave. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 100
for the
for
two
them.
of
I
them.
think
I'm gonna
those
say it
3
right
together
now.
got. Yeah, that's fair. And 100 because Bernardo's worth at least 60.
The number starts with a 7 for me. The number starts with a 7 for me. And I'm looking at you, PSG. Look, if I don't name another club, I know one club will pay it.
What did I say on the crop, Pump?
PSG. If I know of any other club, if I know one club that at this point would love to have a player who doesn't really love history, would just love a change of scenery. Let's be clear here. Bernardo just wants a change of scenery. He slapped the French Farmers League at Monaco. This is nothing new for him. Give him the change of scenery. Go. The number starts with a 7. For me, for PSG.
I proposed a double swap. Send Laporte and Bernardo to PSG. Make it easy business. Don't have a bunch of people bid war. Like just pay us 110 and we're happy. We take that money, we send it right to the door. Like that's all I'm saying.
I don't
Oh
see
yeah,
any
and
issue with
I
that with
definitely
me.
love the 70 for Bernardo. His play, he's so key. He wants to leave because he wants to change the pace. I understand all that stuff, but he doesn't have to go. We don't have to let him go. So you are going to pay our price, or you're going to play here, and you're just going to leave on free, and we'll take that L. But you're going to help us
2
win
years
more.
left though, right?
I know that's what I'm saying.
That's
Don't
Crunk.
say- yeah.
No,
So I
Crunk's
think,
got it spot. Crunk's got it spot on. We don't have to sell you. Crunk said it perfectly. There is no reason for us to come to the table other than the fact that he has echoed and has said year in and year out, which as a fan, I got to be honest, during the summer, I get a little pissed off when I get
don't get me started on it.
the annual I love City. I love the club. I love my friends, but I'm ready to leave the city. Like, bro, I feel you. But to Crunk's point, and I'm sure you're echoing the same thing, Charlie, we don't have to come to the table. There is no reason. And it's night like this where if you go to Bernardo right now and say, you sure you want to leave? He's flirting back with you just like, come on, cut it out. We played great. Let's keep going. Let's see how it is. He doesn't necessarily want to leave, man. He doesn't necessarily want to leave. It's just the day-to-day life in Manchester. That's all. He's given everything to the club. I absolutely love him. I mean, he's one of the best pivotal players. So, yeah. Crunk, you're absolutely spot on with that take.
I just want to shout out to some more YouTubes. Cali Kid, Up the Blues, shout out. And Kate, have you guys talked about the I'll Follow You Everywhere Tifo? I actually have no idea what that is, so I'm looking that up right now.
The start of the year. The start of the game. They had a huge
incredible.
Tifo. Massive.
Looked incredible. The artwork.
If you hit up like
wonderful.
City Extra, it should be there. Yeah, it was. That was a dope ass Tifo.
Yeah.
And because think about it. Etihad. Oh, this is the point I was going to make. The Etihad should have the same reverence that Anfield has, or that Old Trafford used to have, because you can't beat us there.
How dare you talk logic?
I mean, this is what I do. I try to bring logic and let everybody else say silly things.
How dare you talk logic?
Because it's like, if you can't beat the best team in England there for multiple years and we pull off a three-peat, it is a fortress. You are going there. Every team goes to the Etihad hoping to get one. Mm-hmm. All you want is a draw. You don't even think about, we're going to beat City here. We just want to nick a point. Mm-hmm. That's a point earned and 2 points dropped for us. But it's like, now you talk about Pep. He's always charging up the fans before their big matches. We love a night match, right? It's like, hey, we need you. We need you loud. We want to hear you. You have Peter Drury on the commentary talking about they've been known to be a little quiet, to purr rather than roar. Oh, the fans, the supporters were roaring tonight. The citizens were out. Arsenal felt the pressure. And when you're not used to being hunted,
nice,
you can tell. It's beautiful.
Look at that.
all 6 continents are here. Like City is everywhere. Um, and the supporters will follow them when they go on their tour to Asia. I'm sure. I know Kate and Amy are already talking about going, so that's incredible. Um,
Love it.
but yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing to watch night games at Etihad. This is what we do. A Wednesday night. This is like Champions League for us. This is what it was. It was a Champions League tie,
Mm,
the same seriousness, and we've been there. Arsenal haven't. Ah, cute. All Arsenal
right.
knows Europa Thursday nights, and like I said in the pod, they lost. They lost to Sporting. Like they
They don't
lost.
even.
It's just facts. They
Yep.
gave up leads at both matches to Sporting. They drew and lost on pins.
Yep.
You can't do that and then come to the Etihad and think you're going to get anything because we're not Sporting. We're not fourth in the Premier League
Yep.
in Portugal. We're in the semifinals of the Champions League. It's a
Yep.
different level. Step your cookies up. Like
And they didn't take it serious at the time, by the way. You know, Brian, I don't want to get too far into the Arsenal because it's all about us winning it. But I can tell you right now, from directly from an Arsenal fan's mouth, going into Europa and losing those games, and I would post last year what we did to Sporting, and he'd be like, "Yeah, it's completely different. Our squad's different. We're not, we're okay with losing. We're focusing on the Prem." And it's just like, okay, do that, so that you have your weekdays all to just think about us chasing you, and coming into the weekend, you have every game so sensitive, so tight, so pivotal. It is cheeks clenched from minute one for
lemon
Arsenal
booty.
every game, and they can't handle it.
Whole lot of
You,
lemon booty.
I mean, yeah. I think the boys on City Extra said it best. I haven't going into this game. I haven't thought about the Premier League at all, at all. It was FA Cup semifinal. Let's take care of it. Okay, we took care of Sheffield. Now the whole weekend, I was like, wow, Arsenal did that on Friday. Man, we got a final against our hated rivals, an FA Cup final. That's wild. Then it's just like, oh, now I got to flip the switch to the Premier League. So we haven't even been thinking about it. And Arsenal, every game from here on out. I mean, you're devastated. You're devastated right now if you're them.
They're trying to hold on. I mean, I want to jump back because we're going all over the place. I want to go back to the last goal
Yes.
that ended it, right? Not Holland's goal with the hair out in the shampoo commercial, but the one where he drove the break and then laid off a beautiful pass for Kevin. He did set a plate that time, and Kevin was so filthy. He nutmegged the guy. He knew what he was doing. It's so rude because he could
He's
have
been
went
doing
away.
a lot of nutmegs these last couple of
He's
matches.
actually being very disrespectful in his older age. It's kind of crazy. He used to be so technically sound and just, pass the ball, take the ball. Now he's actually shitting on, I'm sorry, going at people. And when he chose that
personally
5-hole,
does.
when he chose that 5-hole like he was a hockey player, poor Ramsdale, he finally couldn't stop it. And that's when, okay, it was over. 3-0. We gave up one. But, even to win and then even keep the +3 goal differential, we didn't stop fighting. We didn't take it to the corner in the end. Nope. They were still pushing to get that goal back because Pep said, we're going to play this to the last whistle. We're not going to just go down to the corner. No, they don't deserve that. We're going to treat them like they want to be treated. You think you want to be the best? This is what it is. This is what we do to you.
Yeah.
And now that's the standard. So they got to go in their squad and they got to, pick up their tails and enjoy second place because silver medals matter for you, even though the Premier League doesn't give them. But yeah, just be happy with being number 2. You made Champions League officially since Brighton lost. Thank you, good job, great season. You'll get over 80 points. You're doing better than Man U did in 1998-99 when they won a treble with 79 points. So look at you being better than historic teams. I'm so proud of you, Arsenal. You deserve it.
Charlie, did you just literally start silver medals matter? Did you just?
I mean, for them, if I'm an Arsenal supporter,
silver medals matter.
That's
did you really just start that, bro?
It's better than bronze. You're not in a fight.
Who knew he was a cup half full guy? Who knew this?
He can rotate his squad now. He can actually play more than 11 players.
That one even hurts more for him.
So can we get real messy? So do you think Partey wakes up with a subpoena?
I was going to go a step further. Do we wake up tomorrow and do we wake up to point deduction, City fans? Do we wake up to point deduction and charges?
Yo, what's the timeline?
Look at Crunk realizing what I just said.
We good.
Look at Crunk realizing.
You wake up tomorrow. He'll skate. But they should just start playing everybody. That's what I want for them. I want to see, get ESR on the pitch. Let Reese Nelson get a start. That man has only played more than 10 minutes, I think, like once this season. It's rude. It's actually kind of racist. Let that man play. Let that black man
After he
like
hit a great winner for him too, you think
and
he'd see
got
a
the
whole lot more.
disrespect. He is Mr. 80-minute sub. Like, come on, man.
And if you
Give
saw
Saka a
later,
break.
if you saw later on, he had an opportunity there where he had he nutmegged and went through two of our midfielders and had a nice little run. I mean, obviously it's garbage time, but nevertheless, to your point, dude's been showing up. He should be getting a whole lot more time. That's definitely on Miguel. You're right about that.
Lifelong Arsenal guy, in the academy.
Yeah.
I think this is me. I'm caping for Reese. Let Martinelli sit down. Go sit down, Gabby.
Haaland's a monster.
Look at that.
Hunting.
Yeah.
Thor.
Or as Bernardo called him, the animal. He is an animal. Like that's
Dude.
And every single time Arsenal dropped points, he tweeted maybe 5 minutes after they dropped points with his own tweet. Like he's been so cerebral. There's no way those Arsenal players haven't been watching everything we've been doing. Like I'm sure they've been tweeting or texting Gabby and Zinni talking mad shit all season. Like, can you imagine? Like, it wouldn't even surprise me if Zinchenko's like blocked half the team, like blocked their numbers, so they can't even like text them at all right now.
He got little brother. He got little brother at that last game. Where we were.
Oh, when they were like lifting him up and everything.
Lifting him up. Walker exchanged shirts with him at the end of the game, but they little brothered him so bad. And
he is. And it's cute.
He is.
I feel really bad for Fulham because of all those missed chances that Haaland had. He's got a hat trick in his locker for this weekend.
He's eating.
Sunday, he did that with a vengeance.
Set the record. He set the record. We haven't even talked about the record.
He set the record.
We haven't even get to the record.
We didn't even get to the record. He got
30. We get to the end of the match. 33.
33, the most in the 38.
And 30 appearances, though. I don't think he hasn't played every match.
Bro.
33 and 30 appearances. Like, still got 8 more to go.
Legendary.
I feel like now here's the thing. Let's do this real quick. I love a good poll, Crunk. Does Haaland finish with 35 plus? Does he get 35 to 39?
Vegas odds. You got to end on a half.
Or 4? You're right. 35 to 39 and a half. Or
there it is. DT3. Look at DT3. This man's on it. This man's on it. 42 and a half.
He's a legend.
42 and a half. That's what makes it. This man here, bro. Shout out to you, bro.
Yes. I think he gets it. I think he goes to Dixie Dean's record. I think he gets 60 in all comps. We got enough matches. We got 4. We got 3 Champions League matches. We got an FA Cup final, and we got 8 Premier League matches. Yep.
If that happens, he's for sure winning the Ballon d'Or. And Kate on YouTube, first saying y'all are cracking me up, so thank you. But also she said embarrassing Ramsdale and Odegaard is my love. Oh, I love it. It was just miserable.
Wait, Crunk, read that last comment again. You heard him. You said embarrassing and then cut out.
Oh, embarrassing Ramsdale and Odegaard is my love language.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Devote a whole segment to that. I'm with that.
Man, this is great, y'all. This is what it's about.
I mean, I don't have anything. Let me check and see if anyone requested a topic. But we've just been bouncing around. Yep. Oh, and it's funny. At our last live, it was for the FA Cup. Someone's question was, any concern that City just comes out flat? And
no.
I mean, that was for that. But I definitely was worried about today's match. Like I know I made a video about me being stressed, but again, that is just me just making content. I was just having fun. I was bored. One of my best work friends, he called in sick. I had time to fill. I had the whole 40 minutes before the kids actually get into school where we just talk. Yeah. He wasn't there. So I was like, all right, let's just make a video. Let's hope people enjoy it. I don't know. If the people liked it, I think I'm going to be stupid more often on social media. So look forward to that, guys.
Yeah. I'm going to go watch it just because it's always good to in hindsight know you had nothing to be worried about anyway. But I mean, I'll be honest, man. I still get nervous too. I mean, as great as this club is right now, we all know. Look at earlier this season. We had Tottenham where we had a situation where right before the half they put 2 on us, and going into the half we're down 2. Like, what happened? There are moments where I don't want to get rattled. I don't want to get on the down moments, but it's just it's tough. It's tough. So every game I'm always nervous, no doubt.
Once Pep said every match is a final, I knew he meant that. He wasn't joking. It wasn't like hyperbole. Like, no, every match we cannot drop points.
Yep.
And what have we not done since he said that? Drop points.
Yep.
The only draw we've had was with Bayern when we were up 3-0 in aggregate. So, like, we're not losing in the Premier League. Like, unless we get 5 ACLs at the same time, we're not losing. Like, we're going to win these next 3 before Real Madrid. And that'll kind of, we'll be on level, I think, games with Arsenal by then. We'll see us at number 1 in the table. I think people will calm down, get the lineup right for Madrid to make sure we're ready for the 6th, take care of them, and then we move. Like, this is the time to be a citizen. I'm happy I got these shirts. I can rotate them now every match.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful feeling, baby.
Let's go. So before we go, I just want to take a moment to say Liverpool are in 6th place, Tottenham are in 7th place, and Chelsea are in 11th. Oh, this
Erling Haaland has more Premier League goals than Chelsea. Still, they have 30 goals. He has 33.
Inshallah.
I prayed for times like this, bro.
Cue up that Jordan picture with the Meek Mill lyrics. I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this, and I never sound like that.
It's unbelievable.
Like this.
It's unbelievable, man.
Dreams and nightmares. Oh my gosh, that should be our episode title. Dreams for City, nightmares for Arsenal.
Haven't heard that jam in a minute too.
Dreams and nightmares at the Etihad, baby. That's what we do. Making things happen out here.
We out here. All right. Well, let people know where to find you, follow you on the social media. We'll start with our fantastic, amazing guest, Orlando.
Guys, thank you so much. It's been fun. Twitter, you can find the Premier Pep Talk. That simple. Anywhere you find podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, you name it, it's out there. Premier Pep Talk, great pod. Great split between Arsenal and City with a blend of the rest of the league. We love to break it down. And then you can find me on Twitter at Lando Martini. Charlie just put me into the chat. I mean, I'll follow back. Appreciate you, Charlie. I look forward to keep working with you guys, man. Anything I can do to help collab, show some love. I think you guys have been doing a tremendous breakdown from a United States perspective, for me to see from afar. I've been loving the content you put out. I'm gonna go check out the Nervous episode, Crunk, and I just want to see City go as far as they can and keep enjoying good times with some amazing fans like you guys. So it's been fun.
Cheers.
Thank you so much, man. And find me on Twitter at Sharpie Charlie, like it says on the screen. I'll definitely follow back. We talking footy, we talking NBA playoffs. Go Lakers tonight. Let's get it.
Sharpie, I'm just not seeing your group chat photos. your group chat.
Oh yeah.
They are losing it.
I'm in a group chat, Lando, with a United fan, an Arsenal fan, and a couple Chelsea fans, and people were just not happy after the game.
My God. I love it.
But I love it. Somebody be a winner,
I am Crunk Chocolate at CRUNKCHOCOLATE. And follow Shades of Blue podcast. If you don't, I don't know how you're watching us if you aren't, but we're on Twitter, we're on TikTok, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. We out here.
We over 1,500 followers now. The beginning.
We out here. So yeah, you know the vibes. Shady gang.
Shady gang. Later, y'all.